Hello, everyone, and welcome to Tabor Talk. How's everybody doing? I got a pretty fun one here. Everyone knows that Taylor Swift endorsed Kamala Harris and Tim Walz after the debate. It was epic. Here's what she wrote. This is the official statement, and the timing was awesome. I absolutely love it. She has what? Let me just take a sip here. I always get this kratom in my mouth. Sorry about that. I should do that before I start the video. But 240 million followers. Really, really awesome. And to the extent that the celebrity endorsements help, I mean, Taylor Swift, this is a big, big deal. And MAGA's doesn't like it, and Megyn Kelly does not like it at all. Oh my God. Oh my God. I gotta tell you, I do not like this lady. I never liked her, even when she was on, obviously on Fox News. She's always been a Republican. She is way more right wing now that she's independent media. She's full-blown MAGA. It's all bullshit. She's a grifter. She wants clicks. She wants views and clicks. And the way to get clicks is, if you're on the right, is to go full-blown MAGA. The middle ground, you're not going to get anywhere. The Manila stuff. So you got to go hardcore Trump stuff. And that's how you get the views. She's a piece of shit. And so I'm going to show you something here with this fake outrage. This lady, I mean, I fucking hate this lady. And I think she's disgusting. Like, some people think she's attractive. Ooh, there's something about her face. And she's had like 13, I don't know what the number is, but she's had cosmetic surgery. And this stupid lady is a hack. She's not a talented real. She's mediocre. Like, I'm not going to say I'm way better than her, whatever. I'm not going to compare myself to her, but the reason she got into Fox is because of her looks. That blonde look, the legs, the body, and you know how Fox News likes those blonde hair with the short skirts and all that. You know, the old boomers like oh, look at that girl, oh, look at that lady. You know how the MAGA boomers are, you know, so the eye candy, whatever. But I think she's a disgusting woman. And I'm going to show you some clips here of her totally melting down. This is from Kyle Kulinski. And by the way, I hope you don't mind. I'm just going to hold the phone up. Sometimes I download the video, but it's like really time consuming. It's not like I have a staff or anything. I'm all by myself. And it's kind of, it's just so time consuming for me. So I hope you don't mind, all right? I'm just going to play a few clips anyway, so it's not too annoying. So here is Kyle Kulinski from Secular Talk, and check it out, and I'll talk in between and after. Ready?
Having a good couple days, y'all. She has not been having a good couple days. In fact, she's kind of been melting down. Now, Crystal made this point about her the other day, and I want to repeat it because I think it's totally accurate. Megyn Kelly is a good example of how independent media, whatever that is now, it's really not. This is just new corporate media is what this is. But people in independent media could actually be worse than their mainstream counterparts. Now, on this show, I'm against both independent media, corporate media and new corporate media, which is what I call the fake independent media. But when Megyn Kelly was on Fox News, she was actually better. She was more nuanced. She was more of an independent thinker. She's always been a conservative. There's no doubt about it. She's always
I'm doing a video.
Right. There's no doubt about that. But there was certainly more room for nuance and different perspectives and not going with the mob, breaking from orthodoxy a little bit here and there when she was on Fox News. Now that she's in the independent media landscape, she feels like, hey, in order to get the eyeballs, in order to get the clicks, I need to ride the wave. Ride the wave, y'all. And Trump even said this in one of his rallies. He was like, Megyn Kelly, she's got a new show online, and she has to pretend to like me to get views. She has to pretend to like me. That's what he said. And he's 100% right. And so she's gone further right and gotten more insane since she became part of independent media.
Right.
So again, it just goes to show you the incentive structures, they're horrible for corporate media, but they're also horrible for so-called independent media. A lot of these people are just hacks from the corporate world, and a lot of these people are narrative humpers and terminal contrarians, as we call them.
Exactly.
A lot of the ones that like to call themselves centrist are part of the cult of fake nuance,
right?
Where they try to like pretend like some black and white issues are actually very complicated and you don't even really understand it. But you got to look at it in this weird way and from 17 different perspectives in order to really understand that, like, maybe the Nazis weren't all bad, bro.
Yeah, I see that all the time.
We've gone through this, right? Okay, so here's Megyn Kelly having a meltdown. Let's go to. I'm going to show you her Taylor Swift comments in a second, replying to Taylor Swift.
Make sure you get your barf bags ready. Sorry for the pop-ups too, but Matt, I'll talk later. But here she comes. This is the grossest woman. I mean, there are a lot of gross women, you know, on the MAGA side. Laura Loomer. I could go on and on. There's a huge list. His attorneys, Alina Hobb, is a really disgusting, vile. Oh my God, she's so gross and stupid, and oh, she's so ugly. All right. Ugly inside, all right, and outside too. It comes out, you know, you're ugly inside, the grossness comes out. All right, here we go. Ready? Get your barf bags ready.
Endorsing Kamala Harris. She's not happy about that. But first, let's do, she's pissed off at the moderators of the Trump debate. Let's get it.
Those two moderators tried to sink Donald Trump tonight. The numerous fact checks on what he said and none on what she said. None. I don't remember a single fact check of anything she said, and she lied repeatedly. She just got away with it.
This is all false.
In the moderator's eyes, that was Donald Trump's job.
By the way,
to fact check her.
She didn't lie at all. It's bullshit, and she didn't try to overthrow the government. Okay, so let's start out. I'll just let it play.
That's correct. Except you didn't employ that same tactic when it came to Trump. And you accused him
because
of
she's not
lying.
an authoritarian who's trying to end democracy and end, like, all right, let me continue. I won't talk.
When it was your opinion that he lied.
There's no opinions here.
When Trump tried to say that his comment that he lost 2020 by a whisker was him being sarcastic, David Muir actually injected saying, I didn't hear sarcasm. Who gives a shit what you heard?
Yeah, he's
right,
fuck
though. You, lady.
Can we stop? Can we stop pretending for a second? I know you're trying to do your, oh, bro, I'm mad shtick, but let's reel it in for a second. Everybody who heard that knows he wasn't being sarcastic. He said it 3 times, once on Lex Friedman and then 2 others
I saw it all.
in other places where I'm blanking on now. But certainly the one I heard on Lex Friedman, no, he said, we lost by a whisker.
Yep.
He was not being sarcastic. He was not being sarcastic. By the way,
let me just pause this. He does the same thing. Like, he's such a scumbag. He doesn't care. He did the same, like, he looks at the polls and the numbers. The wind blowing, he said the same thing with abortion. It has to be more than 6 weeks. And then the evangelical Christian pushback, and he goes, oh, and then he said no. So then a couple of weeks ago, the numbers were shown. Independents don't like the fact that you're still saying that the election was stolen in 2020. So he started saying, oh, I lost by a whisker. And then, like, I did a video on Nick Fuentes, was pissed off. So some of the hardcore MAGA is pissed off for that. So now he's going back. We saw it on the debate. He's a fucking vile, evil, stupid piece of shit. But let me continue.
Prize, in the Jack Smith indictments, if you read them, there's plenty of evidence that he knew behind the scenes. He was letting people know I lost.
Yep.
He said to Mike Pence, when Mike Pence is like, I'm not going to overturn the election, he goes, you're too honest, Mike. Too honest? Too honest. So in other words, it's honest to say you didn't win the election, and then I'm not going to go along with this. That's honest to him. There's other examples of moments where he said, what are you doing? He lets it slip. Yes, he denies the election every other sentence, right? He does it every day. He's out there denying the election. But at certain moments, the truth slips out. We lost by a whisker. Mm-hmm. And she's attacking the moderator for pointing out a fact about something he said. Because she says, oh, no, that's your opinion. That's not a fact. Shut the fuck up.
Yep.
And Megyn Kelly knows damn well the first time she saw that video, she said, oh, yeah, he admitted it.
Who died and left you political analyst in chief?
You're
supposed to be the objective news anchor of World
Get
News
another
Tonight.
Facelift,
That's a comment you make to your significant other, David. Not on the debates. It didn't sound like that to me. Shut up. That is inappropriate. It's not for you to make that call. Leave it up to Kamala Harris. Leave it up to people like me who will play the soundbite and let the audience decide. But you were out of line, and they did it to him over and over and over again. And the worst piece of all of this is the obvious tactic by ABC News, which was as follows. Mr. Trump, you said something incredibly controversial and terrible. Let me remind you of what it was. Do you have any regrets or thoughts on how terrible you were? Trump answers. Vice President Harris, how bad is Trump? And then she'd answer. It happened over and over again.
Megyn, Trump tried to overturn the election, and Kamala Harris didn't. Right? Trump said we should terminate the Constitution. Kamala Harris didn't.
Mm-hmm. That's what
the
I was just
reason why
saying.
everything is not equal all the time is because they are not the same person. She said, oh, you should have been the objective news anchor. That is objective.
Yep.
Neutrality and objectivity are not the same thing. Neutrality is always being down the middle, always calling it 50-50. Objectivity is telling the truth no matter what.
And I'll
The
end it
reason
there.
why Trump got
So the problem with the media today, you know, especially mainstream media, is this both sidesism. And in some ways, both sidesism is more, it is more dangerous than the actual extreme right-wing propaganda outlets, because you kind of normalize it and legitimize this stuff, and it's not legitimate. Okay, I'm going to cut it right here. I'll put, there's like 15 minutes, something like that, 10 minutes left. I'll put the whole thing in here. Kyle Kulinski does a great job breaking it all down. You know, Megyn Kelly is an old hag, stupid hack, disgusting, horrible woman, and I hope her career just goes down. I don't even know if she's getting any views now. That's why she's being outrageous and all this. But anyway, on that note, good friends, good books, and a sleepy conscience. Some people have asked that quote, that's Mark Twain. Some people are like, what do you mean by sleepy conscience? That's someone asked Mark Twain, what is happiness? And that's what he said. Good friends, good books, and sleepy conscience, meaning like, you know, go with the flow. Nice and mellow, sleepy conscience. There you go. Okay, peace everyone. Okay, if you made it this far, I really appreciate it. Make sure you like and subscribe, spread it around. It helps with the algorithm. Kind of the goal is to get to 10,000 subscribers, at which time I could start doing long-form podcasts and have guests, which is basically my background. So, peace, everyone.